Hello Virgo, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wayne. Let's get right into it. Boom, wow. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. It takes you right to my book online page. All right, Virgo, let's get to your reading. Bam! The overall energy of your reading is the High Priestess. Unlimited potential. Feels like I'm talking with someone who's very intuitive. Boy, there's a lot coming off of this, so let's see if we can. So some of you feel more witchy, kind of you access your energy kind of through witchy vibes. Some of you are Reiki healers, Reiki masters. Some of you are also tarot readers, intuitive, psychic. Boy, a lot of gifts. Very gifted bunch out there. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. So what do we need to know about this intuition, this High Priestess energy? Also, I'm gathering that you have unlimited potential. Looks like it's been a challenge to wait. It feels like you're... Oh, feels like you're tuned into something that you're wanting. It feels like the wait is frustrating, is a challenge. It feels like you have tuned into something you desire. Feels like you're learning how to bring things into this reality. Bring that unlimited potential, what you're seeing, what you're perceiving, down your chakra system and birth it into this 3D reality. There's also, it's like you're learning about timing and patience, and that just because you can perceive it on an energetic level, it feels like the components, the cooperating components are being put together. And your impatience is creating like a pulling on what you're wanting before it's ready, instead of a maturity level of recognizing that it's worth the wait. What you are bringing to you is worth the wait. Feels like this is around love. Ooh, interesting. It feels like what you're wanting is love. Okay. What you're wanting is someone out in the 3D to fulfill something within you, to fill your cup, to love you, because it feels like there's something within you that feels unloved, a wound. And so it feels like part of what I'm perceiving is happening is, instead of using those psychic intuitive abilities to address the woundedness and to love yourself, to heal that. It feels like you've been stuck in, I need someone in my environment to fill my cup, to love me so I feel loved. And it feels like you might be going about it. It feels like if you have relationshiped in this way, not feeling lovable, not feeling loved, and needing someone in your environment to fill your cup to make you feel loved and lovable, then they can also manipulate your emotions. Because there's a woundedness here that feels like it's ready to be addressed. That learning how to love yourself, learning what you do receive as loving, as you love yourself, as you care for yourself, as you show yourself what you do love and what you don't love, then you have activate. When you learn how to fill your own cup, then you have that loving energy activated in your space. So then when someone shows up, you're not in depletion. You're not in a desert, thirsty, needing, and so you'll tolerate and just accept the bare minimum. When your cup is full and you know how to fill your own cup, then you also recognize what is love. Oh, this I do recognize. You do understand how I receive love. Or, oh, you don't, this isn't working because it doesn't look like we're a match, because I know what love is and I know how I receive it, and this isn't a good match. So it feels like you're really utilizing your intuition instead of trying to court someone and pull someone in that you need. That neediness is an indication of something unhealed within. Wow. Okay. The hidden blessing is the Eight of Cups in reverse. Feels like this is a person, a situation. It feels like it's really hard for you to walk away if there's been an emotional connection with someone. Feels like it's been very difficult to really see this connection honestly. Maybe it's been, you've ignored red flags and allowed it to be enough. It feels like this energy here is, I don't want to let go of the delusion. I don't want to walk away from a delusion. It's so hard to really heal from this. There's a lot of beliefs around not wanting to see the truth. Because if you saw the truth about this relationship, then it feels like you would have to do something about it. You'd have to heal it. You'd have to walk away from it. It looks like you have this real opportunity to heal. Heal on a soul level, on a real soul level here. If you're willing to acknowledge the truth. Feels like there's something that you've been investing a lot of time and energy into, Feels like I've been trying to invest my time and energy into this person, this connection, and I think realizing when it's time to cut your losses is what I'm getting. It feels very enmeshed. And the thing is, I feel like you've been independent and before this relationship or in some time in your life, you've been independent. You have the capabilities of being in this pre-empress status. Feels like there's a lot to work through. Reality. Some of you, I get this feeling like being an independent person feels like, ugh. Watch maybe your beliefs around being solo, being independent, that they equate loneliness instead of fertility, abundance, focusing your attention on what you want to create for yourself instead of centering someone else and being a support character in someone else's story. It feels like there's a real opportunity here for you to take the lead, to lead yourself. All right. What you're leaving behind is the King of Cups. Second time today that this has shown up in a reading for what you're leaving behind. Okay, this is unhealed mother wound. Feels like you're leaving behind having to do the emotional labor in relationships where you are responsible for how others feel. In mature relationships, there's a maturity, a realization that our feelings are our own. We are not our feelings, which is very confusing in the English language because of how we communicate our emotions. I am sad. I am this emotion. So by the way we say that in the English language, we are our emotion. I think what might be helpful is I am feeling this emotion. I am not embodying that energy, but I am feeling it. I am feeling overwhelmed. I am feeling sad. I am feeling uncomfortable. I am feeling frustrated. Whatever those feelings are. It looks like you're tired of doing the emotional labor, of also someone else perceiving that you made them feel a certain way that they didn't like, and so you need to fix that in them. That's immaturity. That's a lack of understanding of emotions. That's probably, if this is resonating, how your parents did not help you because they didn't understand how to regulate their emotions. In the family patterning I'm seeing here, the children are made responsible for how the adults feel. So the children have to ignore their emotions, ignore their feelings, ignore their needs. And so there's parenting the parentification. Feels like you're tired of doing the emotional labor, not only being responsible for how others feel, which is crazy making, because that's circumventing the whole process of maturing emotionally. If you heal someone when they're feeling uncomfortable, dysregulated, instead of allowing them to feel how they're feeling, hold space. Instead of fixing, when you become more mature with your emotions, you're able to sit in the discomfort or whatever is arising without needing to change it or fix it. Realizing there's wisdom in feeling these things, and your job is not to fix someone else. If you want, you can sit in that energy and with them, but it is not your job. It's not your responsibility to fix people. It's not your job to heal their emotions and do the emotional labor. Wow. All right, how to get the most of this energy is the Page of Wands. Feels like once you start opening up your emotions, healing your emotions, allowing yourself to not be your emotions, but just realizing that emotions are an indicator, they're information, and it's important to feel. It feels like you're inviting in your inner child. It feels like your inner child was very enmeshed, not protected. Yeah, this feels like not allowed as a child to have your own feelings, your own emotions, your own experience. I'm tuning into very enmeshed relationships here. Feels like now you have this opportunity. The more you are able to sit with your emotions, to regulate your emotions, to understand what these emotions are, identifying how you're feeling. So your EQ, your emotional EQ is higher. Feels like you're really maturing in an emotional way. There's an emotional maturity that's coming in, and it feels like you are creating a space where your inner child that was parentified, that wasn't allowed to be a child but had to immediately parent your parents, can now play. It feels like bringing in some giddiness, some silliness. What would be fun? So you don't have to be I'm constantly a productive member of society, like having your feelings. What would be more fun? Feels like the more you explore and have, the more emotions you can have and understand and identify, and not identify as that emotion, but identify the emotion that you're experiencing, or the mix of emotions, then there's just this maturity that's coming in. It feels like you can be happier, be lighter, have access to all parts of yourself, not just who you are now, but also that inner child, allowing your inner child the freedom to play and have emotions. Feels really beautiful. It feels like lightheartedness, maybe skipping, finding a swing set and swinging on the swing. It feels like indulging feelings and indulging your inner child, it feels like as a child you had to grow up so fast, and there's a real opportunity here to have some fun, lighten up. All right. What's supporting you is the Nine of Cups. Wow. Alignment, blessings, feeling really good, feeling blessed. It feels like the more emotions that you allow yourself to feel, to experience, and even bodily sensations. Like it's okay to feel bodily sensations. So how we treat our body oftentimes is how our parents treated us as children. So do you feel discomfort in your body, a pain, a tightness, and you're like, my body's so uncomfortable. My body this. Are you a taskmaster to your body? It feels like there's a real opportunity here to love your body, to feel the sensations, to say, okay, where am I feeling tension? Oh, shoulders, neck. And thank you, body. Thank you for allowing me to feel this discomfort. Because if I don't feel it, I can't heal it. If I don't acknowledge it's there in a loving way and say hello to the tightness, then I won't figure out how to loosen that up. How about any burning sensation, anything that's hot, or allowing yourself to feel and saying hello heat, hello burning. Thank you so much, body, for telling me. Thank you for sharing this information. So it feels like the more you open up your lower chakras that are more feeling and more feminine energies, then the more happy you become. It feels like a byproduct of alignment. It feels like you're feeling lighter, happier, positive about what can happen. Oh my gosh, Nine of Cups again. As you have your emotions, validate your own emotions and validate your own experience, then it feels like the people in your environment can't hoodwink you, can't say, no, that's not that. You're not feeling that. No, I am. I am feeling that. And my feelings are my responsibility, but I validate my feelings. It feels like people have invalidated your experience, your feelings, your emotions, a lot of gaslighting. And it feels like you are, in a very powerful way, with two Nine of Cups, finding your own alignment and then realizing who's for you and, more importantly, who's not for you. It feels like at this time. It feels like when you're in alignment, that's what this is. When you're in alignment and you're happy, it's very easy to recognize someone who's also in alignment with you. Yay. And oh, yeah, we're not in alignment. And it doesn't, whoever's not in alignment with you feels like they might try to get you back into that woundedness and go back, but it feels like you know too much to go back into that box. Wow. All right, Virgo, what to be mindful of is sacrificing, over-sacrificing. I think this is because you didn't know your value and worth, because it feels like the parentification, like your parents made you feel less valuable. It feels like by having to parent your parents, there's also just arrested development. While you were tasked as even an infant, getting like letting you cry it out instead of comforting an infant, a newborn. Feels very, very extreme. Ooh, ooh, kind of heartbroken for all of the infants that were very neglected, that we were bad because we were crying, because we had needs, because our diapers were wet and we were hungry, because we were just confused and scared and alone. And it feels like there's a lot of isolation and neglect, honestly. And it feels like you are consciously choosing to have a different relationship with yourself, validating your own emotions and emotion. It feels like you're maturing on an emotional level, and realizing the value that you bring isn't because you can fix and heal from a wounded space, but you have a lot to offer and you don't need others. Yeah, you're moving to calmer grounds. I think you're recognizing, feels like as you allow yourself to feel how you're feeling right now and validating your own emotions, your own sensations in your body, that there's a realization of how uncomfortable and maybe how out of whack your nervous system is with those who project blame onto you and aren't willing to do the work. Feels like if you are still doing the emotional labor for others, then you are blocking their ability you're blocking their ability to be uncomfortable and seek their own growth. I think if you position yourself in relationships that you can fix, you can heal, you can uplift, that it sets you up for sacrificing in relationships, sacrificing your needs, your wants. Feels like you're really starting to see past relationships with yourself, relationship with your body, relationships with your emotions, relationships with your parents, relationships with romantic partners. Feels like you're keeping your own counsel more, not requesting permission from others to make the transformation that you want. It feels like you're transforming with that scorpionic energy, death and rebirth. It feels like you've assessed your environment and yourself, and you're making big changes. It feels like the changes are internal, like going within, so you can have changes externally. So, wow. Virgo, that's your reading. I hope that was helpful. Take care.